Guys, welcome in or welcome back. We're going to be locating properties in Tijuana beaches. If you guys are interested, please reach out and set up a consultation. We're going to be moving around the city today, and I'm going to be kind of showing you where these properties are in terms of location and kind of the price points. And they do vary. Keep in mind, all of these things are negotiable. And, me being down here and having a boots on the ground location, please reach out and set up a consultation if you are interested. Okay, so we're going to kind of move into it. We're going to kind of start with the higher price points first. This is the Pacific Ocean here. This runs about a mile from the U.S. Border on the ocean side of Playas de Tijuana. This is going to be kind of your setup here. This is going to be kind of more of a run you through the neighborhood type deal, kind of show you what's going on here and in terms of prices. So as we see here on the screen, that is going to be the Indigo building. We're going to kind of start from the highest tier and kind of move down. And then obviously, once you get under like a $700, $600 price range, a lot of these properties, they don't list even on Facebook Marketplace, which is where we are today. So you kind of just have to either be down here or you got to have somebody down here, hence why, I'm offering consultations on a one-on-one basis. So this property right here is going to be listed for $2,800 per month. I saw over on our friend Anthony's channel the other day, he was doing a property tour, so I'll maybe pin him in this video, and you guys can go there and check the inside of these properties out. This is going to be kind of your high-end condo community, upscale, as good as it gets type deal within the Playas de Tijuana area. And as you see, these range based on bedrooms, square footage, furnishing, stuff like that. This one's going to be starting out at about 2,800. So you kind of see what you kind of get. It's right on the water. This has got a ton of amenities. It's got like a kind of a luxury resort style feel. The units were built a couple years ago. I did see on YouTube, I don't know the exact year they were built, but a couple years ago, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago, I saw a local realtor advertising these, and it was still during the pre-construction phase. So I don't quote me on this, but I think these units are just a few years old. And as you see, guys, it's a beautiful area. This looks more like the clubhouse area right here. Back here was the actual unit. And these are right on the water. So, I mean, you're going to get oceanfront access, pool access, gym access right on the water. Again, this is not the unit. This looks like the clubhouse entertainment area where you can rent and entertain and whatnot. And, just a great place to be. Like I said, it's right on the water. So you do have that, you got like a clubhouse center. This looks like the actual unit right here. And as you see, it's just completely light friendly. You got windows all the way around. This is kind of the look of the outside. And I've walked by this unit or this development quite a few times, and it's pretty commonly empty. So I mean, this is not like this is not a condo where people are coming to vacation for weeks. This is like a private upscale unit, and it's located, like I said, right on the water here where the pin is dropped. We're kind of looking over from Diamond Beaches here on the screen, and there's several units in here for rent, and they do vary in prices in terms of like size, what you get, that kind of thing. Here's another one for 3,000. So this is going to be another 3-bedroom. We're going to kind of look at this one as well. This is another unit. It's going to be 3,000. So this got like different flooring. It looks like you have a little bit of a different kind of setup aesthetically, but again, kind of the same thing. It just depends on, how high up you are. If you go to the top floors, you're obviously going to have, you're obviously going to pay more, that kind of thing. Just like with anywhere. I mean, there's a pretty big, variance in price because the same thing that would dictate price on the San Diego side. The higher you go up, bedrooms and such, finishings. I mean, you're going to pay more. Like here's one for 3,500. Let's see what this is. This is still a 3-bedroom. Let's see what's going on with this one. So this is going to be the Indigo building. If you guys are looking on Facebook Marketplace, like I said, it's like a resort style living. Like this one definitely looks higher up, right? This is probably on like the 10th or 12th floor. So you're going to pay a little bit more for that, right? It's going to be about $600-700, but you're right there on like, this might even be a top floor unit. I mean, this is, looks like you got maybe 1 or 2 floors above you, but paying obviously for the the being up there on the top. But big, generous sized bathrooms, double sinks, walk-in closets. And like I said, this is going to be one of the nicer places within Tijuana beaches. So just kind of keep in mind as we move through this tutorial here, this is going to be kind of your top tier, unless you go down south, which is going to be more towards the Rosarito area, in between Playas de Tijuana, in between Rosarito and things like that. So we're going to jump back here. I'm going to find a couple more units. I have a couple saved here as well. Facebook Marketplace on the desktop computer would only let me save a certain amount on my home screen, so I am going to be kind of jumping around here, moving this stuff out. Let's look at a little bit, let's look right next to the Indigo building. I found like a little place that's a little bit less on price point. So to give you a geographical location here on the screen, we're probably going to be just right here. This is probably going to be this unit right here, I would say, right adjacent to the Indigo Resort style living. Like I said, it's still right on the water. I mean, you're right on the water for $1,000. So just keep in mind, obviously, this unit. Actually, you know, this is right across the street from the water. I've actually seen these units. They're, I don't think you have an ocean view. However, you're right across the street from the water. Actually, take that back. I think this is where that vacant land is. So I think you do get an ocean view with the front-facing units. And this looks like it is a front-facing unit. Possibly. I don't know. It might be this might be kind of like a community balcony type thing right here if you're on the bottom floor. But still $1,000. You're right there on the water. And let's jump over. I want to maybe take us over to, let me see here. Let me flash through here. It looks like I skipped that. So yeah, $1,000 right there on the water. Let's see if we can mix back over here. Let's pop over here to these buildings. I have some saved right here I want to take a look at. But before we do that, maybe let's shift right back here because I see one right here on my screen that we can take a look at for 2,500 USD per month. And these are brand new buildings, like I said, within a couple years old. So just keep in mind, you're paying for that new. This is the Pacifica building. This is going to be 2,500, right? You're right on the water. Again, ocean view, no obstruction. Big style kitchen, modern appliances. You got your complete setup in the kitchen. Very nice, very modern, very open. And got washer and dryer in the units. But you really got to check that. You'd be surprised. Some of these high-end units, they don't even have washer and dryer hookups. So you really got to be careful where you go on that. So like I said, huge balcony here. Looks like, I don't know if I really like that right there. I don't know what's going on. Is that parking maybe? If anybody's in the comments, let me know if you guys are located in this building. I'm curious of what that big cement slab is. Sometimes the architecture down here is a little funky. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. It's probably the parking because you got underground parking right here. So let's shift over here. These buildings are a little bit older. These I've actually done on the ground tours before. So go a couple videos back, you'll be able to find those. We did some walking tours. We did some live walking tours. I did some drive-bys with those units. And I found out I really didn't like those units as much as I thought I did, simply because they advertised the community center, you know, the clubhouse area, as the unit. And then I actually started going through the photos and noticed that that wasn't the actual unit. The unit was actually a lot smaller. So you got to be kind of tricky here. We're going to go right here to the Costa Fraza community. It's going to be this brown building right here on the screen. A little bit older, right? A little bit older here, maybe mid-90s, early 2000s. Kind of just your plain Jane apartment style inside. It looks like they don't have any photos on here. So let's maybe go back here to the map. Why I find is something worth looking at. I don't know what's up with that. Really crappy advertisement, which you do see a lot of that down here. You know, you just see the most boring advertisement. Let me see here. This might be, yeah, this is the exact reason I don't like this unit anymore. Let me show you here. So we're going to move here on the map. This is going to be right next door to it. It's going to be right here. You're on the south South Beach of Playas, south side of Playas, whatever you want to call it. You're in the 21 Oceano neighborhood, and I've actually really liked this unit until I found out how they were advertising it, which was a little bit baloney. It's 1,400 US per month. You're right on the water. However, look at what I'm saying here. When we start looking at this unit, let's go back over here. So looks great aesthetically on the outside. You think you're going to get a nice like ocean style unit. They advertise it really well. You think that's your unit, but I don't think that's the unit because I don't know how to explain it. It looks like a big living room, right? Look at that. That means, what is that? Is that like a side living room maybe? And what I think they did is, I think this is the area that's adjacent to the clubhouse or to the workout area, like a little clubhouse, community kitchen, community area, right? Like a hangout spot you can rent, or you can go down there if you live there type deal. 'Cause it's obviously on the bottom floor, right? So I don't know. Does anybody live in here? Is that the living room, or a nice style pool? You know, nice, right on the water, nice pool. But it looks like it's on the same level as the workout area, right? And then when you start kind of browsing, this looks more like the actual unit, right? So it was a little bit deceiving. I couldn't really understand I don't really understand what's going on here. Is this like part of the kitchen maybe? But see, the kitchen doesn't really match up with that huge living room. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt. It's 1,400 US. You know, it's a great deal to be right there on the water. However, I think that's going to be the actual balcony, right? I don't think what we were looking at was actually the unit. This looks more like the unit right here, right? The bedrooms, the walkways, that kind of thing. So I don't know. I don't know what you guys think. It's still a pretty good place for 1,400, I guess. But those first couple pictures, see, that looks like obviously the living room, right? So I think people get my drift here. This is probably the actual living room. This is probably the clubhouse center. They're just trying to kind of make it seem like, oh, well, yeah, look how great it is. But you don't have you don't have 4 fans in your living room. If you want your living room, you're going to get something like that, which is not bad. It's just the advertisement is a little bit wonky, right? So that's going to be kind of the units that I have kind of lined up. Let me see if I have anything else here that I can find. Like I said, Facebook Marketplace does not let me save more than a couple. And I had a bunch of them I wanted to jump through here, but now I'm having to kind of go here on the fly. Let's go right back over here to this unit here. This one's going to be listed for 2,000 US. This is a penthouse. So let's see what we're looking like inside. Oh, wow. Not bad at all. This actually looks like it's a 2-story. It looks like you got a staircase. Got a washer and dryer inside. You're at a penthouse unit. Got some window ventilation right there in your bedroom. Nice generous sized bedroom and bathroom. Looks like you're probably on the top floor being a penthouse. Oh, wow. You got your own private. This is pretty cool, guys. So this is going to be your private rooftop balcony. That looks like it comes up from the stairs. So, I mean, you got aerial views all the way down to San Diego. You can see the San Diego skyline. These photos, I can already tell you, are taken from the wintertime. I can tell by the sky color. I can tell by the way the ocean looks. I can tell by the lighting. This is not a recent photo. So, all right, guys, we're going to be moving into the opposite side of the toll road. At the top of the pin in the distance there, those are going to be the units we were just looking at right there. And we're going to be kind of parallel on the inland side of the toll road. Now, these homes are going to be going for a little bit less money. Obviously, that toll road right in front of you is going to be kind of a noise nuisance. But you do have a underground bridge right there that you can pretty much get into playas. You're not right on the ocean. You're kind of away from traffic other than that toll road with the sound. And we're going to be kind of diving in to see kind of what these prices are looking like. So we got one here that we're going to start with $995. And let's see here. We'll jump in here. This one's going to be $995. It's 120 square meters. Got a 24-hour gated security. This is going to be a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. Okay, so you're kind of in a private neighborhood. You know, not as nice as what we were just looking at. A little bit more dated, right? but also a better price point. You're looking at a $995 a month, 3-bedroom. You're not right on the water, so you're going to get a lot more for your money here. And these, like I said, vary in price as well. We're going to jump over here to find more units for you. And yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think of these? I mean, these are pretty affordable, right? Here's another 3-bedroom for 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1,075. This looks like it's got more of an ocean view. It's probably on the interior side going up the cliff. A lot of stairs, though. You know what I mean? A lot of stairs. You're going to be climbing some stairs. These homes are kind of stacked, so just keep in mind. You know, a lot of people don't like that, right? Especially if you're older. You're going to want, I mean, hell, I don't even like it. So, but you are getting a great price, right? 1,075. A lot of people are wondering how much it is for electricity and stuff. 20, 30 bucks a month, maybe, if that. So this one's pretty big, though. I mean, you got a big area. You got a washer and dryer hookup. It does not come with a washer and dryer. It doesn't look like they show you all the bedrooms or bathrooms, but it's a 3-bath. So, yeah, I mean, still pretty good in terms of price, right? Like I said, the only real downfall of these is they're sitting right there on the toll road. So obviously some noise during the day. At night, really after like 10 o'clock during the week, the toll road's pretty quiet, okay? Because this is the area that I kind of stay in too. So, you know, I get the noise too during the weekends, during the day. During the day, obviously, you see the cars going by. But at night, it does tend to stay pretty quiet. Every once in a while, you know, on the weekends, you'll get people with drag strip, using this toll road as a drag strip, kind of, with loud muffler type stuff. But generally at night, past the 10, 11 o'clock mark, you're looking pretty quiet. So I'm gonna try to zoom in there and show you guys the exterior of these 2 units that we just saw. Hell, that might even be the unit right there where the pin is for the $995. You got like a little gate for your, you know, if you have like a dog or something that you want to let kind of roam out in the front little walkway area. And then these right here, that one right there is just the same thing, just an enclosed garage. A lot of these are property owners, not renters. So they do kind of have their little garage kind of built in there with an overhead patio to overlook the ocean. You do have ocean view as well. You're kind of a little bit down there lower, but you do kind of have like a somewhat of an ocean view. And this is within a gated neighborhood. And the security here is pretty hardcore as well. This is the neighborhood adjacent to mine, and it's kind of part of the same kind of Diamond Beaches area where they have patrolling security, cameras, security gate with a guard. So of the security, if that's the number one thing, definitely keep this place in mind. It's pretty affordable. I mean, you're kind of centrally located to all the stuff. So there's that aspect of it as well. All right, we're going to be moving into one of my more favored neighborhoods in the area. This is one of the neighborhood. This is in the Privada Sierra Nevada neighborhood, and it's up on a massive cliff. And what I like about this is, for one, it's gated with the same type of security as we just mentioned. But this view is a multi-million-dollar view, and we're going to jump in to show you why. It overlooks the ocean from a very high elevation. In Playas de Tijuana, you're kind of at the top of the canyon there. And let's jump in and see the unit. I'm going to show you this unit and then also another neighborhood that is really cool as well. And these are a little bit pricey. I think you could probably talk them down to probably around the $1,200 range. I think they're a little bit overpriced, but it is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath at $1,400 US. It's a little dated inside, okay? And I really don't like that, but I do like the location. You do kind of have a little yard, little backyard. This one definitely is overpriced because it doesn't have an ocean view. It looks like it's partially remodeled in maybe the bathroom, but it kind of looks kind of old, right? There's your community center. There's your area. But we're going to pop over to another neighborhood that I think you're going to really like that's adjacent to this. This is really the view that you're going to love, and I think you could talk them down because that property's been sitting a while, for a couple months, for this price point. All right, let's jump into my one. I think this is one of the best places for a variety of reasons. First, the view. You don't have a obstruction of any view. You're up on a cliff. These houses are pretty much brand new. They're in a private gated neighborhood. kind of behind Playas de Tijuana, even though they do have a Playas de Tijuana address. They are far enough away from the toll road where you're not going to get a massive amount of noise. And I think these detached homes are just the best around. I really do. I think you're getting the best value. The prices on these are pretty fair, and with that, you can kind of bet on the fact that you're getting something super solid. I mean, I've seen these as low as 1,100, 1,200, 1,300. There are people that are trying to get 1,500. However, they're sitting on the market. So again, all these prices are negotiable. And I do think this is probably one of the better areas that I would even consider relocating to. So I'm going to try to find you a couple. Let's start with this one right here. This one's 1,550. Again, a little on the higher side, but like I said, you're in a private gated neighborhood. These are detached. You got a small area in between them, but again, they're concrete, so they stay fairly quiet. You have unobstructed ocean views. This one's a little bit back from the ocean. This one's a little dated. I've seen this one's been sitting on here forever, guys. So, if you're interested, you could probably get this one for relatively cheap. But very nice neighborhood, very well manicured. Just a really overall really nice place to be. They got pools and whatnot. See if I can find a couple other units in this neighborhood. Like I said, I had them all saved, and they just vanished when I went to look. But there was a couple of these. There was a couple of these in here for sale. I saw them starting at like, I want to say 1,250, 1,300, and the one for 1,300 was actually nicer. So I'm going to try to see if I can locate that one. And like I said, I know what these look like off the top of my head because I'm so familiar with this area. So once I see them, I can just tell exactly, like I know where all these places are, like the ones that I'm looking at. I know where all of these places are locally here. So, that's another, here's one that we looked at earlier, 1175. But yeah, I mean, you can get in that neighborhood right there, like I said, for 1,300. And it's not looking like I'm going to be able to locate these on the fly, but nonetheless, you guys get an idea, right? You guys get an idea of the pricing for these. See, here's one for 1,350. So there's the U.S. border right there. This one's got tile floor, washer and dryer. It comes with it. Waterless heater. Like I said, they're a little dated inside, right? Some of these are not like super brand new, but the neighborhood's got a new feel. I guess that's what I was trying to say. So, but I mean, pretty nice, right? I mean, for 1,350. So here's where we looked at earlier. They're way off, 1,600. That was that neighborhood on the hill we were talking about. But it looks a little bit remodeled, but I mean, it's just laminate flooring, guys. I mean, it's still kind of basic, right? I think 1,600. I think they're gonna have a hard time renting that. Yeah, let's see if I can locate some more here. I did want to show you guys too a property. If I don't find one in the next couple seconds here, that 1,250, I will skip it for now, and maybe try to update you guys on it. Let's see here. Yeah, it doesn't look like I'm gonna be able to find that one, but it was 1,250. And it was in that same neighborhood. Apparently, when I go to search that neighborhood, it doesn't pull up on the desktop. On my phone, I was going to run this on my phone, and it's a lot easier, but it's not a big screen for you guys to check out. So I do want to show you here, guys, my property that I was staying at, and I think it's a good representation of. Wait a second here. Wait a second. Am I going to be able to find that 1,250 on the fly? I don't think so. So this is the neighborhood I used to stay at. These are brand new. These are 1,100, right? Brand new. I mean, literally brand spanking new. 1,100 bucks. This is not the one I stayed at, but I'm going to show you. They've been building these things like crazy. So let me show you this here. This was my former unit, right? Where is it? Yeah, man, this thing really messed up on me. I had this whole thing planned out perfectly, and I've gone here to this, and it's not even showing up. All right, so we'll skip that part. I will show you. Let's show you this one right here. These are brand new. This is brand new. 1500s in the same neighborhood. I was going to basically show you that my my old spot that I rented for 1200 is now on the market for almost a year for 1045. So the price drops, right? This one's rented for 1500. You know, there's others in the neighborhood. Again, brand new builds, ocean view, private gated, security, the whole nine. So yeah, I don't know if this guys helps you out. I hope it does. You know, hopefully this will help you guys out in searching, finding a place. And we'll talk to you soon. Take care.